It's 9. Hello, it's 9 o'clock. Welcome to Cooking with Unity. I'm your host, Max Moreau. With me is Jeffrey Hawthorne. Phil's still out. He should be back next week. That's what he says, so that would be awesome. Great to see him again. I feel like the white balance is really bad, but I don't care. I'm a white person, so it doesn't really matter. So, what are we doing today? So, we're doing inverse kinematics, and we're doing it in 2D, which people figured out. Thankfully, I said 2D Thursday, but I didn't really specifically say 2D IK, but that's what we're doing. So, what is IK? So, inverse kinematics... Actually, maybe I should just keep the face for a moment. So, inverse kinematics... So, there's two concepts in animation. There's forward... Well, there's a lot of concepts in animation, but there's two important ones for the ways that you interact with a skeletal character. And that is... you can either do forward kinematics, where you say, okay, you have a hierarchy, and you're like, okay, move this shoulder up here, move your elbow down here, move your wrist, so that's in the frames that people can actually see you doing things, and you go down the chain. Inverse kinematics is where you solve it up the chain, so you have a goal, so you have where you want your hand to be, and you just say, hand, reach for that goal, and it just goes to the goal. And so, like, if you give the goal further than it can reach, it goes to the furthest you can reach. You don't want your arm to break or separate or anything. And when you change the goal position, you move your arms appropriately, and you hopefully don't break any elbows and stuff. And the reason I'm doing this episode is partially because Unite had this stuff already available. I'm just going to be going over it. I didn't link... I should have linked to the Unite talk. I will do that in the description soon. But what we're going to be doing is using files from that, looking how it works, and then setting up our own IK character, and then maybe producing a game after that that has some character animation in it. So here we go.
Buckle your pants.
Yes, buckle your pants, indeed. So we downloaded this file. This link I have in the description. This is the 2D examples that were put together. I don't even have the guy that did the presentation's name. I'm going to find this right now. We're going to do this right now, and I don't want to... Underprepared as usual. What are we doing? So, Unite... 2014. Alright, so what are we doing? Schedule. So, the presentation was on the second day, I think. Yeah. Advanced GUI, 2D practices. Is this the one? I think it was Advanced 2D Practices, which doesn't really say anything about what it actually said, but I think this is the one. And I think you can actually view the videos. Where are the videos? Keynote? No. Overview. Videos. Unite Archive. Here it is. So 2014. Yep, this is it. This is definitely it. You can tell by the screenshot. So go through this video. It'll go through a lot of the stuff that we're going through on this video. I'm going to probably be doing... We're going to be playing with just the IK aspect more. There's a few other things that he goes over in the presentation. And he provided this really great little IK solver for it. So that's awesome, and that's what we're going to be using. So we're going to go into examples here. This is just from the downloads, from the download that I have in the link, that I've linked on the video. God, this is just... My mouth is not serving me today. Or maybe it's my brain or something. So, I just opened up this project. You can see that things are organized a little bit differently than we usually do on the show because the projects also save some of the window information. I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. But what we have here is a character animation test set here. And what this is set up as is an IK set. So if we hit play right now, you'll see that... Oh, it saved that. you'll see that the character punches. We actually just did this before the episode, but yeah, we're doing this animation though by just simply animating the right arm target here, and then animating the torso. So like if we had no animation here, we can actually just do it in real time in the editor too. You can just grab the torso and move it around to kind of get animations. And actually we noticed that you get some nice stuff, like if you just move it back, it looks like the person's been knocked back. And if you just move it forward, it looks like they're flying into battle. So there's a lot you can kind of do with this just by moving the root nodes. And then you can additionally move the targets so that when you move the targets, it moves the arms. And the arms try not to break themselves. Occasionally they're going to go in weird locations, but it tries its best to not overextend. And same thing with the legs. If we hit the leg targets here, they move towards it. And the script that does this is... It's not located on the lowest portion. It's located on like the upper arms and stuff. So we may be playing around with this to understand exactly why it's set up like this. But this is called Simple CCD, which CCD stands for something that maybe will be revealed to us in the script. But it's a solver for 2D kinematics. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of curious what it means now. So CCD-IK. Let's see what this says. CCD algorithm for solving inverse kinematics problem. Cyclic coordinate descent. That's what it stands for. So it stands for cyclic coordinate descent. And it looks like if you go to this website, you can find out some information, kind of how it works. You can probably find out information about it too just by reading it here. But suffice to say that the math involved here automatically handles calculating the IK, automatically does all this stuff at late update, which is the appropriate time for it to do the final pose, which is just before rendering, basically. And execute in edit mode is enabled so that when we play with it in the editor, it operates in the editor as well. So you can see immediately what you're going to be doing when you play with it in the editor. All this stuff is just the math involved with doing it, and it looks like it's relatively simple setup, honestly, which is awesome. So we're going to set up our own character, and which is going to look a lot worse than this character, probably, because I'm not an artist. So we're going to go stick figure style. And then we're going to try playing around with this and getting like a basic animation set up, and then we'll see what we can do after that. As I said, this may turn into a game project, probably a beat-em-up or fight-go-right style game. So that's actually what I'm going to call the project. We're going to go new project. I'm going to call it... I'm going to put it on the desktop for right now. Fight, go right. And I'm going to set it up for 2D. Because why not? We're making a 2D game, might as well set it up for 2D. We may actually use the third dimension some, especially if we do that type of game. Just because while we can do it all in the fake style that we used to do, like for Ninja Turtles and stuff, doing it actually in depth might actually make more sense because we have access to it. So, at least for handling collision and stuff. So I'm going to switch my layout back to my normal one, which I think is based on wide. I do wide, make this thing not look stupid. And then I guess wide doesn't have... I need one more tab. I need to get the console tab, throw it on the right here. I had a saved layout for this. Whatever, I'm just going to call this Max Default. Honestly, I should have done it after moving things over, but that's okay. So, first we're going to need a character. And I feel like we're actually going to do some art on this one. So, let's do GIMP. Do I have GIMP installed? I do. I used to do Pixelmator. I still actually like Pixelmator better, and we may switch to it if GIMP ends up annoying me, but I figured I should probably keep to the tools that are free and that anyone can access. So, let's see here. We're going to create a new thing here, and what are we going to do? Template's not needed. Let's do, how big do we want the character's head to be? What do you think for head size? 32? 64, smaller, 16. What do you think? It's going to be basically a circle, so.
But do we want it to be a high resolution circle or a
low resolution circle? I don't know.
Or a like Nintendo bit.
This is definitely not going to look like a Nintendo game with the way we're going to be doing the animations. So I'm going to go with 32.
Well, what's that Nidhogg? They have
Nidhogg has sweet
they have
animation. It's all roto,
a
though.
low resolution, but
Yeah.
they have
Fantastic
neat
animation, yeah.
animations in it.
Yeah, it's all roto. They took videos of the people doing moves and then kind of traced them pixel-wise, which is awesome. It's like how Mechner made Prince of Persia. Or, why can't I think of the French person's name? Out of This World / Another World. Eric Chahi did that as well for his cutscenes. But that was a vector game, not a pixely game. Though it ended up looking pretty pixely because of the resolutions at the time. So, after all that sidetracking, let's draw a person, a man, a circle, a head. We're going to just make the head. And, actually, we could do all the body parts at once, technically, and then split them up in Unity. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's do that. New. Alright, so let's make the whole character about fit into 128 by 128. I feel like that might be too small, but let's try it. So we're going to go ahead and find some sort of circle tool, if there is such a thing. I guess we can just use the selection tool. That'll work just fine. I want to make the background actually transparent if I can. So I'm going to select all and hit delete. That didn't do anything. I'm going to create a new layer. And we're going to delete the background. There we go. Now we have transparency on the background. That checkerboard means that we're transparent. And we're just going to draw ourselves a circle. So if you just hold the button down, you get this. If you hold shift, it'll make it sure that it's always circular. Is there a way to actually make it come from the center? Oh, there is. Okay, so if you hold it's command on Mac, it'll probably be control on Windows, though it might be the Windows key. I doubt it is, though. I'm pretty sure it's going to be command, control. So I'm going to create his head here, and then we're going to create I'm curious. Let's just wing it. You can always go back later and actually make this a little bit bigger. No, I'm not. I lied. What is it? What is it doing? Okay. I don't want anything selected. That didn't deselect. All right. Cancel. Oh, I've been doing this the whole time, haven't I? Or discard changes. Okay, there we go. What do we want?
You added the background back in.
I want to not have the stuff selected right now. Select none. There we go. Command Shift A. Okay. Command Shift A is select none. That's easy enough. Maybe I should make the body first, and then we'll position things. We're just going to wing it. Alright, that's way too big a head. So let's do body. Oh, yeah. Control Shift A. Command Shift A if you're on Mac. I'm just going to do it the really stupid way. God, that's too stupid. You're going to be laughing at me this whole episode, man. This is going to be brutal. Okay, we're going to have him in horse stance to start with. That's going to be his initial... I kind of like how the drawing tool works for that. That's cool. And then... Alright. I feel like I need to make a statement for Phil because he's not here. But it looks to me like this is kind of unit Ava, or Ava, not Ava unit. The synchronized fighting one. I don't know if you guys watch Evangelion. There's that sequence where Shinji and Asuka fight, and the monsters kind of look like this. I think they have this kind of I'm going to take a dump stance. Yeah, this is like a good no dumping poster. If we just put a no through here, that would work. This is so not going to work very well, but I'm going to try it anyway. Save. We're going to save this. I don't want to save it. I want to export it. Cancel. export. And we're going to put it into desktop. And we're going to call it thingy. Horrible stick man. Kill me now. Alright, export. And we're going to import our horrible stick man. And then what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and make this guy into separate sprites. This is probably just the worst way to possibly do this, but I want to try it anyway. So we can't auto-splice this one because we don't really have cut points. So I can't use that tool. Wait, this isn't working right. That's because we need to just change it. We want sprite mode multiple, and then we go to Sprite Editor. And now we can do some slicing. So we're going to do... We don't want to slice. We want to do it manually. Okay, there we go. So we're going to get his head, because it has to be a box. We can't do the auto. This is not going to work well at all. Alright. But we're going to try it anyway. Yeah, this is so awful. Alright, so every body parts it is. We didn't delete this, so well, it's not like we're...
We could put the separate body parts on one atlas and have it automatically cut it. Just draw each limb on a separate layer so that after you're done creating the dump pose, you can move them so that they're not connected.
Yeah, that is an option. Does that have... I can't do the close skinning anyway. I'm actually going to do this differently. We're just going to make the head like we were doing before. Just new, 32 by 32, great. I'm going to make it a head. I'm just going to take this circle and just go, oh, it's already like the perfect size. Blop. I'm going to make it a little smaller and go blop so that we don't have edges to our circle. Well, I mean, we're always going to have a little bit, but you know what I mean. And so off center, come on.
Zoom in.
Yeah, I wish I knew the buttons better on this program. All right.
You found out the zoom button.
I know, I did. I found it out one time, and I don't know it now. Oh, wait, is it like the carrot? No, it was something weird. Okay. That's too much. Oh, come on. We can't do... This thing's not going to be happy to be in the center in any configuration, is it? Whatever, close enough. I'm just going to go to the edge on here. Why? That irks me so much. Whatever. Actually, I got a better idea. Let's just do the circle tool, grab it from the corner here, put it to the other corner, and then fill it with... There. And Control-Shift-A. There, that looks pretty good, although we forgot to do that on the right background. So we actually want to create a new layer, now do it, and then delete the background layer so that we have transparency. So, delete. And I deleted the wrong one. What did I do? Wait, background copy. Oh, I copied it. So I needed to create a blank layer.
Just go up to layer.
New layer. Okay, there it has it now. Okay, good. Now we finally fill this in. This is the hard part, guys. Making a circle. This is
not a circle, a head.
A head, yes. Guess we'll put eyes on him later to justify this. Export as desktop head. Sure. And I'm going to create one more. We're going to create a new... I'm going to make this one 32 by 64.
Do you want to delete the background layer?
The background layer?
So that it was only the circle on top of transparency?
I thought I did. Thank you. Yeah, I absolutely wanted to delete the background layer. Thank you. Export. head. Thank you for catching that.
Not a good time to lose one's head.
Haha.
I'll never be the head of a major corporation.
Now you're reading from script.
Austin Powers.
Yes. 128 by 32. So if we were to compare this to the body, yeah, actually, let's just do 2 heads long. I don't know if, artistically if this makes any sense. Probably doesn't. People who know art are going to be like, no, arms are exactly 2.5 heads
or
wide.
Anatomy.
Yeah, or anatomy. So, and then we'll just make the arms. So I'm just going to do this, make it kind of close to the size, and we're just going to make, this is going to be our universal arm / leg. There we go. Save a copy. We're going to call this desktop. No, not save a copy. Export. Arm or leg, whatever. And so now we're going to get rid of this Sprite Editor. I don't care about it anymore. Revert. And we're going to put arm or leg in, and that doesn't have the transparency. Hold on. New layer. Perfect, it copied it. Wait, I didn't want it to copy it, though. Just layer, new layer. Okay. I'm going to see if I can magic select this. You'd think that would have been easy enough for the magic selecting, but it wasn't. Alright, I'm just going to remake it, because it takes brush stroke.
Go stay on background, go up to layer. Go to transparency, add alpha channel.
Yeah.
And now delete the, you should be able to fuzzy select the white and delete that.
Alright. Script changes. Deselect, fuzzy select. Oh, the white, and delete it.
Is this the one that you added the alpha channel to, or? It
is, but I will try it again. Layer, transparency.
Okay. Yeah, it has an alpha channel.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, I think the alpha channel actually works like the Photoshop alpha channel, so you have to, you create a mask basically, and you have to play with that. But at least the selection works. So I'm just going to copy it. I'm just going to create a new layer, transparency, delete this thing, paste it back in. Yay, we're done. And then accidentally duplicate it. Yes, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. All right. So arm or leg, whatever. Except for we already had one called that. And head. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this hierarchy. Man, I can't believe I spent 20 minutes on this. So we're going to see if we can make a horrible character out of this. So we're just going to drag the head in. Actually, first we're going to make sure that our pixels and units are set nicely. So I'm going to set them to 32. So the size of our head will be the single unit in the game. I think that'll be appropriate enough. And so we'll grab that. We'll grab arm or leg or whatever. Oh, I guess we need a body too, so I guess it can work for that too, can't it? So we'll do a body, and then we'll grab another arm, leg, or whatever, and we will switch to the 2D resizing tool, make it into some sort of appendage. 0.5, 1, yeah, sure. And we will rotate this, which I think we can do from the corners here. We used to be able to do that. Guess not. We'll put that in the shoulder. We'll just duplicate that one again and rotate it. We're gonna have to change the some things on these things. So if I change, like if I go to this tool here and select it, There we go. We can change the center point, whoops, by clicking it, I think. Or maybe not. It just shows us the center point there. So there's a way to do this in the editor from here. But I don't know it. Alright, let's change that. So if we go to arm or leg or whatever, and we go to Sprite Editor, and we drag this. Okay, perfect. We're going to put the center of these things right about here. Let's do that. Apply. So, but that didn't change our instance there, did it? Or did I not apply it properly? Evidently didn't apply it properly. So, is there an apply button? Is there something I have to do here? Apply, there it is. Apply. So now if we click on these, there we go. Yay, it's even the one that we wanted. So we'll put both these arms in the same place for right now. And we can just rotate them. Just be like, flip this around this way. This guy's going to look so awful. Let's put one arm a little bit forward and one arm a little bit backward. Duplicate it again. And I should actually probably start naming these, considering they're all called arm or leg or whatever. So let's call this body. Let's call this head. Actually, that's already called head. Perfect. Let's make the... let's duplicate this again. We're going to call this a leg. And we're going to move it down here. And this one's right arm, I guess. Left arm. I don't know what we were going to do with that.
I think that was the one you dragged in to see if that center point had been changed.
Yeah. We'll also probably play around with ragdolls here too, considering this is going to be a perfect opportunity for them.
Going down a slide or something.
He does, yeah. Or doing the Mario. This is the raccoon actually. Mario raccoon. Or yeah, raccoon. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the legs out in the back and the arms out to the sides. Okay, I guess I need to just rotate them a little bit and it'll be perfect. It's kind of a silly pose for flying, but it works for Mario. I guess we have to rotate the whole body too, but I'm not going to do that. So, let's move his legs so that it's the counter rotation here.
He's both flying to the right and sliding downward to the left.
Yes. So I kind of wanted to have more joints here, so let's actually make these arms a little bit shorter. Let's go 0.75, no, 0.5. He's going to look stumpy no matter what we do, isn't he? I'm not an artist. So, that's way too stumpy. All right. So we did 0.4, that's too little. Let's do 0.6. There, that might be a happy medium. Yeah. This one's right upper arm. And then we do the same thing on the other side. Just duplicate this. This one's called left arm. Move it over to the other side. So I'm just going to change the rotation around and change the X position. And that totally didn't work.
He's off center.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, and we still need to resize this one, right? So 0.6 was the magic number, right? Yeah. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing on here. We're going to do 0.6, 0.6, duplicate. That wasn't duplicate. Duplicate. And duplicate. Power extreme. All right. So we want to rename these things to leg and then upper leg, left leg, right leg. And where's the other right leg? Right upper leg. And let's keep the naming conventions consistent. So we have body, left upper arm, right upper leg, right upper arm, left upper leg. I've got left and right.
Legs and arms are switched.
Yeah, I do. All right. I'm thinking from my perspective, I think was my problem. So right upper leg, right arm, right leg. This one is left leg. This one is right leg, and right upper leg is actually, wait, that was right. Right upper arm, right upper leg, right arm, left leg, right leg, right upper leg. This should be left upper leg, right? Left or right?
Right. It's left.
Right, it's left. All right, cool. All right, now we can finally hook up this stuff. So I'm going to go into our little example folder and just pull the pertinent script out of here. We're going to grab assets, scripts, and we want simple ccd.cs. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set up this body correctly. So we're going to use this as the root if we can. I'm going to create a new object root for the character, and we're going to I'm going to switch it to that view, and I'm going to put it basically where. No, I guess it should be where the torso is. What do you think the most appropriate place is? On the pivot of the torso, or on? Is that even the right place for a pivot of the torso? We're going to play with it and see what happens. I'm just going to put it on the center of this dude. And we're going to put all of the body parts in here for right now. Let's look at how it looks in game view. Yeah, we got a character. All right, so the body is connected to the right upper arm, or rather the right upper arm is connected to the body. The right upper leg is connected to the body. The head's connected to the body. The left upper arm is connected to the body. The left upper leg is connected to the body. The right arm is connected to the right upper arm. The left arm is connected to the left upper arm. Left leg is connected to the left upper leg, and right leg is connected to the right upper leg. This is actually very similar to bone structure in characters, in 3D characters. Typically, the base node for most 3D characters is the pelvis. So you'll have a pelvis, you'll have like a chest area, you'll have a neck and head, and so everything's connected to the pelvis, though. So you've got the legs directly connected to the pelvis, and you've got like the body parts connected there. There's reasons that they do that, and we may actually run into those reasons on the show, so we may end up splitting the upper body into two parts later. But right now, we'll just see how this works. So we're going to go into the right upper arm, and we're going to attach simple CCD to it. And we're going to need some objects that represent what we're grabbing. So I'm going to create an empty game object. We're going to call this, well, what were we doing first? Right upper arm? All right, let's do the right arm target. Now we want these to stay with the character, but we're going to put them on the game object hierarchy, not in the body hierarchy. And we're going to make it so that we can see this thing. So we're just going to give it an icon. I'm just going to give it a little red blip. And so we'll grab our red blip. Doesn't really matter where it's at. And we're going to go to the right upper arm, and we want the target to be right arm target, and the end transform to be right arm. Did that work? It's doing something, but that's not the right thing. So do I want it to be in transform? What if I make it right upper arm? Oh, that caused problems. Woo! Well, we're doing ninja moves. We might have to annex this later for some serious ninja move action.
He's even throwing his arm like it's a ninja star.
Alright. So that definitely wasn't right. And we got a null reference exception, which is exciting. So I'm going to hit undo, undo.
Is it the
I can't actually undo what we did to the body's orientation, unfortunately.
Center circle point thing that's aiming for the...
Wait, why is the
target?
body... Oh, rotated. Oh, it somehow rotated that, too. That's interesting. So, right upper arm, target, end transform is right arm. And that worked, except for... So let's see how it's set up in the other project real quick. I'm just going to open up examples. Examples, please. Oh yeah, I have to. Opening projects is different. So I'm going to save this scene, Stickman, and we're going to open project, examples. Yeah, I do want you to save whatever I did to Stickman Unity. And it killed my layout again. So, oh yeah, that's because this has its own layout. So that's good. One character animation. So I swear that so we got lower torso, upper torso, neck, head, left upper arm, simple CCD, left lower arm is the one. Oh wait, no, left hand. Oh, there has to be like a terminus or something? What's left hand actually? Is it actually a thing, or is it just an object? Okay, so we need a hand. That's our problem. That's interesting. I guess it makes sense though, because we need to know what we're moving, like what part of the hand we're moving it towards. So we're going to open our project back up again. If I go right, don't care about the changes on that one. And we're going to open up our Stickman, and we're going to grab this left arm. I'm just going to create a new empty game object. We're going to throw it on here. We're going to call this the left hand. Put that on the left arm. We're going to duplicate it, put it on the right arm. Right hand. Maybe I should just call it hand, and then I won't feel obligated to change it. And then we'll do the same with the legs. We can just duplicate this again, put it into... I think if we drag over this long enough, it will expand. It does! Sweet. It was long enough that I almost gave up on it. And honestly, I don't know why it's inheriting scales, but that's okay. We just want to make it so that it has left leg here. Duplicate one more time. We'll put this into right leg. And then actually position them. So the right leg is here, right?
Yeah.
And left leg is here. And did I get right and left arm figured out? Right hand, right arm. That looks good. So now if we go to right upper arm, we can give the right hand as its terminus. And yay, it actually will. It works. We have an arm. This is awesome. And so all we need to do now is just create targets for the other ones and hook them up in similar ways. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate the right arm target. And duplicate it again. And duplicate it again. And we'll go ahead and rename these appropriately, I guess. So left, right leg. Wait, no. Right arm, left leg. And right leg. Alright, and then we just set up the CCDs on the other ones the exact same way. Right upper leg, left upper arm, and left upper leg. And then we set the values on these appropriately. So we go to target is, which one is this? Right upper leg, so right leg target. Right leg target. And right leg. Wait, why did I call it right leg? It should be called right foot. This should be called left foot. So right foot, yay. Right upper leg, right foot, left upper arm. We're going to do the same thing. Left arm target, and transform as left hand. And left outer leg is left leg target and left foot. And so now if we move these, we should get action to each of the body parts. Looking cool. It's actually amazing how much more it feels like a character now that it's kind of able to move, even though we can break his legs real nicely. Although, honestly, because we can't really tell, because this character has really no depth information whatsoever, it honestly never looks like he's breaking his legs, even though he is sometimes. I don't even think we're going to have to worry about constraints. Actually, that was a really good example of a bad constraint, although, again...
Looks like he's frolicking.
Yeah, he's frolicking.
Flower patch or something.
Look, I've created... This is... this is a bathroom-style icon generator right here. Like, if you have slippery when wet, we can have, like, someone like... Well, if you have ninja kick as a warning sign... Or you could have casual ninja kick. Or, I don't know. Yoga stance. You could have him float around. And then on top of this, we can have him, give him a little bit of breath by moving his character around. So we can get some stuff going on here. Woo! Warning, knockback. Alright. Undo. And we're in ski mode now.
Let's check the comments.
Alright. Save scene, save project. Health is good. Alright, that's good. Alright, so... How do I see all comments? Is that not an option anymore? That's not an option anymore. That's great. Let's see. Puppeteer versus robot control versus puppeteer marionette. Exactly. It does have a built-in IK solver, but is pro only. If you do it with actual 3D elements, will you need a perspective camera instead of an orthographic camera? You don't have to, but it would probably look better with a perspective camera, yes. Though you can do ortho as well. Alright. What are we using for IK? We're using a script that was provided by someone who works at Unity, so that's awesome. This is available right now in Unity Basic, and it's not a pro feature. This is a script that does IK solving for you. It is not the 3D IK solver. It only works in 2D, and it's not the built-in IK solver. It's just a separate script that does IK solving. Do you click on pivot at the top? Is this using 4.6 beta? It is using the 4.6 beta, but it is not required to do this. There's the only thing that I showed that you don't have in the basic one, and actually it's kind of there, but it's just not accessed in the same way, is this selector here. And if you're not running Unity Beta, you will just have the standard move tool, and it will automatically look like this for sprites. So, aren't those feet on legs, not hands? Aren't they? Yeah, I think they're right. Or is the script only looking for hands? Well, it's hands or feet. It needs a terminator. The reason that it needs it, and I should have realized it when I was setting it up, when we didn't have the hand, right? Like when we just had it hooked into the right arm, you can see that it only moved the elbow here. And the reason for that is, even though it has this thing on the... I think it's doing the calculation to point at this, but because it has to assume a position, it's assuming the anchor point, and so we're not getting any action out of it. I think that's the reason, at least. So it needs to know where the hands are so that it has a termination point. So yeah, so that's the comments. So let's
create a simple animation.
Yeah, let's do a simple animation. Let's see. walking would be considered a complex animation, so let's not do a walk. Let's just do some sort of idle to start with here.
You tried moving the body around. Try rotating it slightly.
Rotating the body? Oops, wrong way. Though it does work.
Ooh, that's neat.
It actually is kind of neat. Let's try this one. It works. He just did a in-place flip that looked really awkward. Cool. So, let's get him into some position like he's going to be ready for a scuffle. Alright, so here's his basic pose. And let's just add an animation component to... I wanted to do it at the game object level. I'm going to call this character. Actually, let's call him Stickman. And let's create a prefab of him before we forget, just in case we need him later. Because we're going to be fighting more Stickmen of various colors. Or something. I don't know. That's one way of differentiating things. Or we could just make it so that they're all black and white and you just have to figure out where your character is. So... we're going to do a basic animation. We're going to go ahead and create... we're going to open up the animation window. And I'm going to dock it down here. Now what we're going to do is... we're going to... and actually, you know what? This might actually make sense to do kind of an animation view for this. Nah. I'm not ready to change my workflow yet. So we're going to just hit record on here. And we're going to call this new animation, we're going to call it idle. And then we're going to just grab him by the torso here. Oops, that's not going to work, is it? Because we were grabbing, not his body, we were grabbing the Stickman itself. So we want to grab his body, and we're going to just move it a little bit. We're going to do it just like the one that we had there. So we're going to have the lowest point be, let's have the standing be like here. We're going to just use that as the start, and then I'm just going to put 1 second in for right now. And we're going to just move it down. Oh. And hopefully it'll move down in a way that won't break the legs. Alright, so let's see how that animation goes. So we're going to hit play. Cool. Alright, so now we want it to go back up to the start, or somewhere around there. I'm actually going to not make it the exact same point so it looks a little bit more natural. So we're just going to pull him back up to... this is so not going to work very well. It's interesting that we get non-deterministic results under certain circumstances. Actually, I like this pose better. I'm going to copy it to the beginning. I said I wasn't going to do that. I'm going to totally do that. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to... let's delete this key and let's copy... can I copy a key? Just drag it, whatever.
Well, it's just...
oh, I broke it real good there. That doesn't even make sense. I broke Unity. Like, there's no keyframe over here. Oh, wait, there is. It just doesn't okay. I'm going to delete this animation. Delete. And we're going to try this again. Let's put the character back into a pose that's not stupid. Alright, that's relatively not stupid. Relative to what? I don't know, but let's do that, and let's hit record again on the body. No, on the Stickman. On the body, doesn't matter. Record, idle. The reason we're doing this on the Stickman rather than on the body is because we need to also adjust the targets, which are not part of the body. And animations can only affect their children. And actually, that's relatively new. There was a time when you couldn't affect children in an animation. You had to have a separate animation for each child, which is a lot better now. So let's just create a keyframe just by dragging his butt around a little bit. That's the wrong one. Drag this butt around just a little bit. And let's just do 1 second in again. And then we'll not get greedy. And we'll put it back to the original position, which I'm going to copy component, paste component values. Maybe this will work better. That didn't work at all, did it? Because its values are all lies. All right, I'm going to try this again. I'm going to click on here. I'm going to try duplicate. Duplicate? No, that didn't work. I'm going to try copy, and I'm going to try paste. Oh, it worked this time. Cool. All right, so we've got a very basic idle animation that does the ping pong. So what we've got here, so what we did here is we did a record on here, and if you do a record and you don't do anything else, you end up with an animator component, and it automatically creates a controller for you. So we've got this controller called Stickman, and it automatically creates the animation. Well, it prompts you to create the animation. It doesn't prompt you to create the controller for some reason. I don't know why. And so Stickman is, if we double click it, it will bring up the animator view, which I'm going to put over here. And yeah, so you'll see that it has 2 idle states already, and that's because this was the old one. Oh, wait. This was the old one, and we deleted the motion from it, and this is the new one that we added. I'm just going to use the old one, rehook it to the idle asset, and I'm going to delete this state here. Delete. All right, cool. And let's see if we can't. Let's see if we can't do one more animation, actually hook it up and do something with it. So we're going to create a. I'm going to hit record on the Stickman again. Except for I'm going to choose to create new clip first. So we're going to call this punch. And it's going to be a really bad punch, but we're going to try it. So the punch here, we're going to grab this component and move it. Let's move it back a little bit first. It didn't create a... Oh, we're not recording. Alright, so we want to... First, I just want it in this position, so I'm just going to move it a little bit. And then we're going to move it back. And then we're going to just fling it forward. Really nice, straight ninja punch there. And, yeah, it looks awful. Alright, let's put a constraint on here. Let's do it. Because there is the ability to do so, we might as well. So we're going to go to our left upper arm, and we're going to go into angle limits. And I'm going to hit, just going to make it size 1. And so I'm not sure exactly how this works, but let's go ahead and grab right arm as the transform. And then let's make a max of like 45 and see what that does. So if we... Wait, that's the left arm. Wait, it didn't say... Oh, it was left arm. Okay, left arm. We don't want it to be right arm then. That would be bad. Let's make it left arm. And then let's see what this does. So if we...
That did rotate the elbow down instead of up like it was up before.
So we got a constraint. It actually is doing something. Let's look at our right upper arm. Let's make the min... Let's make the max 0 and the min 60. That way it'll only... Well, that didn't work. I've made it angry. And I'm still recording too, that's probably not good. Let's...
There was some nice ghosting there.
Yeah, remove properties there. Let's not worry about it for right now. So let's see what we got. Right, left upper arm, left arm. Let's see if we actually want to put left hand as the rotation limit. Does that change anything? Yeah, that's definitely not what we want. I think what we had before was right. It's just we just need to tweak it differently. So, left upper arm. We're going to put this back to left arm. Just do 45 and 45 and see what we get. Oh. Okay. So that's the key then, I guess. So if we do min negative 45, it doesn't allow negative values, really? It doesn't. Okay. I don't know how this works at all then.
0 to 360 then, I guess.
Yeah, but how do you determine which way it can rotate? Whatever. Let's just do it. We're just going to make it like 120. Well, it's definitely only rotating in one direction now, so that kind of works for us. I don't like the glitching we're getting when we get past the hit range. That wasn't happening when we didn't have the constraints. Let's test that theory. We might play around with this script later and see if we can fix that. Let's get rid of the angle limits and see if it just stays smooth. Yep, it stays smooth, but now we can bend in whichever direction we want to bend.
So what happens if you make the min like 10 or something? And the max 45 or whatever?
One, 10, 45, and or whatever, 90 maybe, and
Left arm.
wait, not left arm target, left arm. There you go. Oh, that worked better. Oh, so it might have been a 0 problem. Let's test that theory. That was smart. I'm glad that you said something. he's feisty. Yeah, it's a 0 problem. Okay, so just avoid 0 on this. Oh, that's really good to know. As a matter of fact, that's something we can totally fix in the script too, so that's useful to know. So we're just going to set this to 1 and see if that completely solves that little extra problem. It does. Well, still has some trouble coming back sometimes, but it's better than it was at least. Alright, anyway, punch. Let's do this real quick. We're going to have it start in his idle. Actually, where is his idle position? Is there a way for me to find that? I'm just going to go to idle. Go like that. Yeah, that doesn't stay, does it? So, left arm target. I just want it to kind of match. It doesn't matter. We'll blend. Whatever. Who cares? Alright, so we're going to go into our left arm target. We're going to turn... Wait, we already positioned the body somehow? Oh, this is the idle. Go back to punch. And we're going to record his left arm target. And we're going to move it back. Actually, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have... keyframe where it was actually kind of close to the idle first, and then pull back, and then fling forward. Then a nice hi-ya, kia, and let's see how fast that moves. That might be really fast right now. All right, so let's make the move back shorter, and let's make the punch stay out for a bit longer.
Stay out or take longer to go out?
Oh, good point. If we want it to stay out, we need to put another keyframe past here. So we do that, and then we create a new keyframe where we just leave this out here, and then we go ahead and bring him back to idle, or thereabouts. All right, so if we hit play right now, still got a little bit of the jitters going on.
Try setting it to like 5.
Yeah,
or something.
Maybe it's not just a 0 problem. Maybe it's just a low value problem. Let's do 10. And then let's try that again. So play. It worked. Cool.
It looks like he's tossing the...
Yeah, it does. When it's, in fact, controlling him. But it looks like he's throwing it.
It's like a yo-yo or something.
Yeah, we could probably play with that, actually. We could make this an actual visible game object in the game, and then it's like magic force balls. It's like, huh. All right, so...
And put colliders on them so other objects...
So we had a punch animation. We're out of time, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it anyway. We're just going to go into Animator here. We're going to create a transition to punch. Even though I'm fairly certain triggers are still broken, I'm so certain I'm just going to use bool still. Triggers in the past I've had a lot of trouble with, so I'm just going to go with the boolean and we'll go with this. So punch now. And so what we're going to do is in this transition, we're going to say punch now is true, and then make transition back here, and this one's just going to be transition time, and exit time 0.75, I'm going to put 0.9. So there'll still be a little bit of transition time there. And we'll just create a quick script to make him punch. We're going to do a C# script called punch. This thing, and that's not my punch script. Punch, and what we want is, we're just gonna quick and dirty this real quick. If input dot get button down fire 1, we're just gonna hard code this thing. If we do that, then we are going to set, oh yeah, we need to get our animator. I don't think we have direct animator. Yeah, we don't. So there's an animation shortcut, but there's not an animator shortcut, so we have to grab that ourselves manually. So we're going to do, at the start here, we're going to just grab it. So
Can you get the animator from the animation?
Animator. No, because animation is a completely separate component that isn't even on this character. So private animator.
So what is the animation?
The animation is if you were using the old school animation method as opposed to the new one. So, animator equals get component animator. And then we're going to do animator dot set bool. And what's the ID called? Punch now. Punch now true. And then what we want to do at the start here is set punch now to false. We'll just always set false. We're basically creating a ghetto trigger here. Triggers are what this is supposed to be for, but as I said, I've had trouble in the past. I'm still worried about it to do it right now. So I'm going to put punch on our stickman so that we get his animation stuff. And we're going to hit play. And hopefully, if I hit fire 1, which is control, he threw out a punch. We'll make that punch a lot beefier on the next episode, but that's good. It means it's working. So I'm going to save scene, save project, and let's check the comments for one final thing. Wouldn't body and head also need a target object? All this talk of punches like make you want to play Parappa. That's awesome. Kick punches all in your mind. We could make a Parappa game out of this. That would be different. I don't want to make a Parappa game though. I should do an episode on music games at some point. So thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully you had a good time. I know I did. Other than getting my cable, but at least we got that done. So, email me, pushypixels@pushypixels.com, if you want to ask me any questions or whatever, or just chat. Just pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me at Dragfire. That's DRAKFYRE. And yeah, thanks for watching the show. And and we have a Patreon page now. We link to it actually in the support the show link. But if you go to patreon.com/cooking-with-unity, you'll get to the Patreon site, so you can support the site on a monthly basis if you want to do that. We don't have any rewards or anything set up yet. It's very early, but I just wanted to throw it out there that it's available. And thank you very much, and you guys have a great night.